Are we
Yeah.
live?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello,
Oh,
hello, everyone, and welcome to the Magic Hour with myself, Stephanie Siren, and my lovely co-host, Dr. Anna Stone.
hi.
And tonight, Anna, what are we talking about?
Moon magic stuff. The moon, associations with the Luna as it pertains to magic, right? And you guys, we need your help because we're having, on our ends, it seems like we're having tech difficulties. Like, I see her freezing. She sees me freezing. I don't know. We don't know what's really happening. So if we start freezing or something, please tell us, okay? Like, so that we know.
Yeah, like let
I know
us
it's hard.
know because we're trying hard with our tech here, but it's glitching and getting crazy. So, and also where I'm at, we're having extreme heat. It was 106 today.
Are
So,
you for real?
yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's hot. It was like 80 here. Like, but Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. Hey, Steve. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah. And hello,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thanks,
Welcome.
guys. How's everybody doing?
So, like, when we talk about the moon and moon magic, right, we're talking about like tonight, okay? For instance, we
Right.
have a new moon tonight in Gemini.
Right.
And how do you work that, right, as a witch with witchcraft, right? Well,
Yeah.
what you do is you look first at the phase of the moon.
That's the
Okay.
most important. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the most important thing is that first. And since it's a new moon, that is a manifesting moon, right? That
Right.
is a birth of a new idea. That is a creating moon.
That's planting a seed, right? Yeah, planting the seeds for. And like when we talk about moon magic, like typically speaking, at least for me, and correct me if that you do something different, Stephanie, but like it's every 28.5 days, whatever is like the lunar cycle, right? So whatever we set at the intention for at the start is kind of, it's going to be what, we see through until the end of the cycle, until the next new moon, right? So, until the full moon. And then at the full moon, when it starts to
Yeah.
wane again, that's when any negative associations or connotations or any kind of other things that have come up in the last 20 something, 20 days that you can let go of, right? So it's always
Right.
new moon, you build upwards. So you don't want to, if there's something you want to get rid of in your life, habits, people, whatever, you don't want to be doing it at new moon, like
No, you're doing
necessarily.
a full moon. Full
Yeah,
moon
that's
is
full
really
moon. Yeah, right. Yep.
most
Because then it
definitely.
comes
So new
out.
moon is manifestation, right? And the reason
Right.
that it's like that is because it's representative of the void, the place where that births all things. And so everything comes from the dark, even light, right?
Right.
So that's why we use the magic of the new moon, the darkness, to create and birth our creations into this world, our manifestations.
Right. And it
And
does
so
work.
oh yeah, I personally tell my students a lot of the time when you're manifesting for a new moon, the thing you want to do is think about the thing that you want to see come to fruition. And what you do is you create a dream board for it, right? Like on Pinterest. Okay. You can also make a playlist for it on your Spotify, right?
Right. Yeah. I had against my behind my computer here. I had for the long, I took it down because I accomplished it, but I had Dr. Anna Stone, PhD, on my wall right behind here, right behind the screen, so that every time I sat on my computer, I remembered the goal, like, what I wanted was to be a doctor. And like,
Right.
yeah, you do that. You're supposed to have like things that, but you do it in the present tense though, right? Like you have to look at it like it's, you already own it. These are the things you already have in your life. Right.
Right. You can't say it's going to come because then it's always going to come. It's
Right.
it's not going to ever arrive. It's
And
just
this is
going to always be coming at you.
Yeah.
But you're never actually capturing the thing, right?
And this is the folly of almost every person that does witchcraft or tries to do spells and they don't work. You have to have the most serious delusions about your situation. Like you have to literally detach from the present reality and be like, nope, you lied to like literally it's like kind of lying to yourself. Like I already own it. Like you seeing it,
Yes.
You
I
have
love
to
a good
be it.
challenge, though. I love a good challenge, and I
Yeah,
love a good reframe.
It's hard the first time, after that and you see the result, you're like, got it. Like I can do this again.
And like that's the thing though about magic is you kind of have to get a little outlandish sometimes to prove to yourself that those are the results of your magic. You know what I'm saying? Like get a little specific so you can see like, oh, there's the thing.
Yeah, you have to be, that's the thing. You do, because like there's arbitrary signs don't count. Like if you're trying to be real,
doesn't count.
No. Like if you're trying to be real in your practice and you want to know how effective your magic actually is. And remember, let me just restate this again for the 1000th time. There's nothing magic about it. There's nothing supernatural about it. It's called just working with energy that exists in nature. Like that's what it is. That's all we're doing. Like, and it's not hocus pocus. It's not whatever. It's freaking science that just science hasn't figured out how to measure properly yet. That's
our minds are so powerful that like there's something. Actually, I watched this was on a don't hate me, this is on the Joe Rogan podcast. This his name, what was his name? It's this guy that has the Midnight Gospel on Netflix. What's his name?
Oh god.
And he was asked about ritual magic. Why ritual magic? And his explanation was excellent, which was because I need a physical manifestation to trick my brain into the thing happening in my matrix.
That's exactly what it is. It is exactly that. It is that the action that we take to make it a reality in our mind then facilitates the natural world around us to open up like the path for that thing to actually occur. But if we're constantly saying things like, I wonder if my spell worked, well, you already busted it. Like the second you ask that question, the second you question your own ability, it's ruined. So yeah, you failed. 100%. Start over.
I just recently had a client for Magick that did that to themselves.
Yeah, because you have to forget about it. Like you have to forget you did the spell. You have to forget that you did the spell and live
in the knowledge that it's real. Us, guys. Like if you're coming to us for spellcraft or ritual,
that's what happened.
Check up, yes. Yeah.
You know why? Let me explain this in terms that are like fairly easy to understand. When we are doing magic, whether it's for you or ourselves, right? What we're doing is we're seriously focusing all of our intention, all of our energy into this one result, right? And what that does is it sends it out and to go do its job. The second it's recalled via like asking about it, questioning it, wondering when it's going to happen, did it work, blah, blah, blah. Now that thing that was on a mission for you is now straight back to center, to base, because you got called back, and that's that. So you've just disrupted the trajectory of that focused energy. Absolutely. It's like a laser. It's like a laser, and you put something in front of it.
I've had people forget about it, right? Or I've had people have results in 24 hours because their energy was that their faith in my magic, right? Even though they could do it themselves, but it's about faith. It's about the faith in the thing and convincing yourself, that it's going to happen. And then you create it, but you've got to have the faith portion of it, or else the magic doesn't work.
That's why if you're highly emotional, it's really difficult too. Right? If you're highly emotional about the thing that you're trying to accomplish, that's why people come to us to get spells done, because maybe they're too emotional about it, because you can't really separate yourself and be focused the way you need to be if you're super highly emotional. So like if your ex breaks up with you, and you want them back and you're devastated and you're crying, that's not going to work. Like it might work, but it will be bad. It will always be bad.
Always. But if you're to the point where you're so in dire straits that you're coming to me, then I'm going to take it serious, and you should too. This is not, you don't go visit a witch for first world problems. You know what I mean?
Right.
You come to us when you don't have answers and you need them.
And can you imagine? I just can think of the Karen that like does this and like says, "What's going on? What's happening? I want to see your manager." Like I can see this. Like, God. It like I would be they exist, they do, like it is like what balls they have.
I've had them as clients. I know
what, my boyfriend was just like sharing with me something that was interesting earlier. He said, and this is interesting, okay, for me for a few reasons, but he said, let me just read this text that he said, and Nick, if you're watching, I'm calling you out, but this is amazing. Said that he was watching this one teacher And that the teacher was saying that people can only do magic on you if you have karma. He says the Dalai Lama can't be cursed because he has very limited karma for it to operate with. But the more karma you have, the more avenues of psychic attack or whatever there are, magic can fuck with you, right? And then it has to do with like the ties, like the cords that are around us, like what are we, tied down to, like what bad karmas or karma at all we have. And I don't know. What do you think about that, Stephanie? Do you think that there's, because like I know people have tried many times to do magic on me that they told me that they've tried, and it's been an utter failure to their detriment.
Well,
so like what, how
okay, so you're a textbook case to me, okay, of someone who has divine protection. Personally, I do too, okay?
what does that mean
But
though?
what
Like,
happens is when somebody karmically has a bad situation and they mess with somebody with divine protection, it is gonna act like rubber and like bounce off of you, okay? And they should be careful about that. But the karmic thing, yes, I believe in that to a point, because like I use the Akashic records with my magic, okay? Like if somebody comes to me and says, I want to pull in my true love, I want my divine counterpart. Well, we can do that because we can fold the time and rush it. But are you ready for it?
That's the thing. That's the thing. And that's the other thing. People are so impatient, right?
Right.
Impatient.
I was impatient. I've been impatient. Even as someone who knows better, I get impatient.
Yeah. Oh, here's the other thing too that happens, right? So you do want to do spell work, and you do it, and you don't think it's worked or fast enough, so you do another spell, a different spell. Right? How many times have I seen this happen where guess what happens now? Now you're just fucked. Like now now you've got, what did you do? Like, we don't know, because like, you did one thing to do this, now another thing to do that. Like, it's dumb. It's just like when you get a tarot reading and you don't like the answer. So you go back to another tarot reader and another one until that you get the answer you want.
Let me tell you a story about that. I actually tested out that theory, Anna, and I want to share this with the viewers. So when I was reading tarot cards back in, this must have been 2003. I wanted to test a theory, and it was, if I shuffled the cards every which way, would I still get the same message?
Right.
And lo and behold, yes.
Yeah.
Because the message can be delivered through so many different codes and playing charades with the other side and the cards and everything, but the core energetic reading is still the same. So no matter where you go or which cards you get or whatever, the core energetic message is still going to be the same. So you can run and run and run, but what you're doing is running from yourself.
Right. And you're just not wanting to. So like when there are times like when your spells aren't going to work because they're not supposed to. Like that is a thing too. Like you've got to be, so it's just like, it's like, if you're going to do something, make sure, like, I'm very careful. I don't do a lot of magic. Like I don't do magic often, right? Like I only do it for like ceremonial purpose or like, Sabbats or, very rarely do I do it for myself, very rarely. Very rarely actually, like very, because I don't think it's a joke. Like it's not a joke. It's very real. And so I don't want to take advantage.
I practice my folk magic on a regular basis, but that's a whole different thing. That's like feeding my money candle,
Oh, yeah, well, that's I'm not even talking. Like I meant like actual like.
You're talking like magic ritual.
Yeah, I mean I do ritual all the time, but for like a spell to get something I want,
Spells,
like very
There's
rare.
a difference between honoring deity and giving offerings versus actually doing a spell and petitioning for something.
That's exact. So that's what I'm saying. Like there's ritual magic, which is ritual magic, like invoking or honoring, venerating gods, goddesses, whatever. Then there's magic, like where you're trying to get something, right? Like spells, where you want to manipulate things for your gain or for your client's gain. But you got to be careful about that. And so I've had people come to me, like, not joking. I had a guy, I will not absolutely not say his name, but he was a prince, okay, in a Middle Eastern place. And he wanted me to get his girlfriend back. And I was like, hell no. she like left. I asked him all these questions, and it sounded like she escaped. You know what I mean? And I was not going to be privy to like
Right.
changing that dynamic, like, you know what I mean, at all. There's
Yeah.
other people that are obsessed,
Absolutely.
like scary ex, and this is men. I have never once had a female come to me and ask me for a spell to get their ex back. It's always been men.
Yes, I agree with that. It
Yep.
usually is men too who are my customers for that. For women, it's usually more career
Uh-huh.
oriented, money oriented, or about their children.
Yes,
Like they'll
absolutely.
come to me about like love woes when they're in the relationship,
Yeah.
but never a spell to get their ex back. It's most, like I would say 95% male.
It is, yeah. In fact, almost everybody that contacts me is almost all male. And like it's surprising because especially with Muslim clients, like wait a minute. Like also I didn't want to be privy to that either because I don't want to be responsible for someone getting killed, like because it's illegal, like punishable by death in their country, right? You know what I mean? In their countries, like literally. And I was like, oh hell no, I'm not not touching this. But
Yeah,
also
and
like
it's things
the
that we
abusive people,
do that we could get killed for in other countries,
right? Oh
like
God,
what
yeah.
we do. Yeah, and we're doing it out in public, and we're doing it as females by ourselves,
Yeah.
like
As a professor.
right. There's so many dangers for us. That's why I don't go out in my hometown that much unless I'm
Oh, I don't
escorted.
go out either. I'm very lucky though. My
You live in a
institution
bigger
knows.
bigger place. I'm
Yeah, but like
right
my
in that.
college knows that I have this podcast. They know I read cards and they're totally fine with it. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you teach adults, not kids. That's fantastic. But yeah, that he did. Well actually at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this, the Prince guy was actually not the abusive one, it was her. And it ended up being that he wanted her back because he had been abused. Like, and he was just
Right. So
devastated
he
without her.
the abuse was love.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Laurel, I am, you know what? I was wholly surprised by this because I just was not expecting it. Just, and you know why that is because just like with the idea that girls talk a lot, as when I started teaching in high school and junior high, no,
Boys
it's the
talk a
boys that
lot.
talk the most. Holy crap. And then it's the guys that want these spells. And it's like, why? Because we've been told the opposite. That's the only reason we think it's the opposite is because that's what we've been told. Like, it's not
No,
the reality.
men fall in love harder and
Faster.
faster than we do.
That's crazy to me.
Right.
I want to see those. Where does it
happen?
When does this happen? Like, I want to know. Like, because seriously, like how when? Like I feel like I don't believe that for some reason. Like it's hard for me to buy that.
I think they're a little bit more discerning than us. I think we find more redeeming qualities in people than men do quicker.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And so we convince ourselves a lot quicker that somebody's worth it than men do. And I think that's why, like, it is the way it is. But also women, we show so many qualities that are redeemable, so like of course they feel that way, like, oh my God, they get heartbroken so easy.
I feel like no one's ever, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm always the one heartbroken. I feel like that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I know. But like if you look back and think about it, like
they just handle it different.
Were you heartbroken on somebody that was your equal?
No.
Never
once until no, and I'm not heartbroken right now. I'm
give the Prince my number then. Oh my God, Shannon.
He's 21, so he's a baby.
Yeah. Nah.
No, man.
10 years later, huh?
See.
Wow. Let's see. Yeah. That's just too much, man. That feels like obsession.
Too old.
Is he too old, Shannon, or you're too old for him? That's what I want to know.
I think she's saying he's too old. Like, cradle robber. I can't talk.
I don't date over 21. No.
Yeah, him. Haha, I knew it. Okay. I don't feel so bad. Okay. So, yeah. So, like, the moon tonight, we're doing new moon magic. So that's something like you want to start a new project. You want to, have some new outcomes in your life, you want to, you know, start a new job, like get a new, you know, like a path in life, whatever, like anything that has to do with growth and forward movement is good for new moon, right? And who do we
Absolutely.
talk to?
And then we look at the sign that it's in, right? To
Right.
get a bit of information
Right.
of what could be beneficial for us to work on this new moon, right?
Right.
So it's in the sign of Gemini. So
This
what
one.
do we know about Gemini?
Well,
Guys, like give us in the chat like things like attributes you know about Geminis.
Yeah.
First of all, very talkative. Like
And
every
they're
Gemini I know talks my ear off.
they're two-sided. They're two-faced.
They are the twins.
Yeah.
But,
They're players.
Who is two fish, I get it.
They're players, man. Like I dated, like when I was younger, I had boyfriends that had literally like consecutive birthdays, and not on purpose. It was like June 4th, June 5th, June 6th. And they were terrible. They were all the same, like they all cheater. But like, you know, I'm sure not everybody's like that. Maybe when you're younger, but you know. They are witty though. That's true, Angie. Angie says witty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Witty, chatty, two different personalities. Like they can switch, like on a dime. Yeah, yep. They have that duality like nailed down. So then, in that sense, what is it good for the moon? And it's the strawberry. Is it? No, is it strawberry moon? Was this full moon coming up?
This isn't. No, the strawberry moon's coming up.
Wasn't it? That's the full moon that we just had. Maybe. Yeah. No, I don't want to say changes. Oh, let me check. I know I just was. Yeah.
Check that one.
Communication.
Here we go. What is a Gemini's personality? Playful and intellectually curious. Okay. So that would be there's the social butterflies of the zodiac. These quick-witted twins can talk to anyone about anything. So I would think, since we've all said something about communication in the Gemini, I would think it would be something with our communications, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like work on your friendships during this time, or going out and having some fun during this time. Like make yourself a goal of like treating yourself to something, or working on your communication or something like that. I would see that as a good manifestation. Or if you work in communications, or if you want a bigger audience, you know, things of that nature, you know, you ask for that tonight.
So this is the strawberry moon on the full moon, right? And it says it's once every 18 years. I don't know what this means. Once every 18 years, that it's going to be this low in the sky.
We have a strawberry moon every year, darling.
No. It's going to be this low in the sky. I'm reading it right now from NASA.
Oh, okay.
And it's saying that it's going to be it will be visible June 21st to the 22nd, and it's unusually amber in color this year.
And that is
really
also that is also the solstice.
Yes. Well, no, it's on the 18th, so like it'll be.
Oh, you said 20. Okay, the 20th is the solstice.
Let's see. Yeah, the 20th is the solstice. Yeah, no, I'm wrong. It is right. The 20th is the solstice. The 21st is the full moon. 21st, 22nd. Yeah. Sorry. And then it says that there's it's a Native American thing, tradition, right?
It's a different full moon each time. We have a different name for it each time, guys.
Yeah. Every year. It's the same. Like it repeats every year.
No. Every full moon.
No, every full moon. Like they repeat. Like on the yearly calendar.
Yes. Like we have the wolf moon and the sturgeon moon and the cold moon and the strawberry moon. Pink moon. Yeah, like we have all the worm moon, you know.
There's wolf moon, snow moon, worm moon, pink moon, flower moon, strawberry moon, buck moon, sturgeon, corn, beaver, and cold. Yeah.
There we go. And that is every year, and it coincides, you know, with
the month. Yeah, January's wolf moon.
The lunar cycles. Lunar cycles. It's not the months, it's the lunar cycles, which is also interesting because we were talking about how, you know, deities that are associated with the moon, like Selene, Artemis, Diana, Luna. I mean, it's very feminine, right? The moon is considered like feminine energy.
Yeah, and the sun is masculine energy. Right.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. And then like all weather, because the moon controls the weather mostly, right? Like the tides and stuff, and that's also female. So
yeah, and that also takes
yeah,
care
pink
of
moon
our
is in April. Yeah, pink moon's April. Oh, Phoebe. Yeah, you're right. Phoebe is.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah.
And Anna, we were just talking about this last night, guys. This is the question for all of you. Do you practice magic, and have you ever used your moon blood for any of your rituals, or have you used it at all? And do you think it's powerful, or do you think like you shouldn't use it at all for your
Well, I did research on this last night. And because I was going to do a ritual last night, and I'm so grateful that I didn't do it, because today's the date that like today's the death anniversary of my daughter's father, and I never want to associate anything with that day, right? Like that's important to me, because it's just it's not a great day, right? So but I didn't get that. So my boyfriend was over last night, and he was like, "Aren't you on your cycle? Are you gonna actually like do the ritual when you're not ritually pure?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" I got all bent, right? Like I was like, "What?" But and I looked into it, I researched it, and turns out that like, there's one reference in ancient Egypt to this, or like one or two, but the majority is that other cultures absolutely think it's not okay. But the reason for it is not because of the blood, it's because of the mindset, because most women are uncomfortable during their periods. Most women have pain, cramps, they're maybe not mentally stable. I don't know, I've never had this problem, I've never had problematic issues like this, but like but it was for that, because you have to really focus, right? So like if you're having some pain in the body somewhere that that's causing you to like not properly focus, that's what it was for. That's why they had that rule. Like it actually wasn't about blood. So that was interesting to find out.
I love these questions too in the chat, because I'm going to answer for the women that are having this question who do not bleed anymore, because I do not bleed either.
Oh, you see, I don't see that. Oh, you're getting different.
I am in my crone phase now. I don't bleed anymore, so I can't use my moon blood as a powerful thing in my rituals. However, I have sacrifice, and I have blood from other things, and I also cut myself and use my own blood in my rituals.
Oh yeah,
you can do that, and I do that. I have scalpels that I use, and it's a sacrifice. Like putting your blood in there, number one, is a sacrifice. Number two, it's your essence, right?
Right.
So you're saying like
genetics.
Committing to this.
No, it's not. Hang on. Let me correct that. There are the only cells in our body that does not contain DNA is our blood.
Cool. Okay.
There's no nucleus.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry.
You, scientists.
Yeah. So there's no DNA in our blood, but there is DNA in the like in the other parts that might be also like, there's going to be, depending on where you get the blood from, but like there will be other tissue, like, because blood's a tissue, right?
Well, and the thing about the menstrual blood is like it's your life force, right? Like it's a life force blood.
Right. And it's the most clean blood in your body, actually.
Right. And I'll admittedly say I've ritualistically fed mine to ex-lovers. And it's like a claiming.
I have not. I have never done that.
And in like ancient times, though, they believed that was like really, really powerful in the occult.
Well, yeah.
They really did. Like the consumption of that, just like the consumption of the placenta. Same idea.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Oh, that's just no, absolutely not. Like, I'm sorry. Scientist in the past life I may be, but I could not. There's some things that gross me the fuck out, and that is one of them.
Wild woman, hippie mama.
Oh man,
I've heard it all. So
Oh, I know, I've heard that too. I absolutely heard that. I've seen videos of it. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but that's like cannibalism to yourself. Like, oh my god.
Tradition in some tribal
communities. I know. No, it's also some crazy hippie people.
There's so many nutrients in it, right?
Yeah, but you should save it for for the baby. Like if they need stem cell stuff later, right? If that's even a thing, they probably aren't even really doing that. They're probably just taking your money and then
using the stem cells.
Yeah, I guess, like, so I don't know, like I'd say like that. I don't think it's bad. I think that's an archaic viewpoint, and I'm saying that men wrote it, which is true. So that's why, you know.
I love this right here too. What did you say, Anna? I'm sorry.
Said like I don't know. I forgot now. Men wrote it. Men are like the reason that it's in there in the first place is because men were writing it. Women weren't writing that stuff. So like, hello. Oh, is blood digestible? I mean, digestible? Like, does it get reabsorbed back in as nutrients? Probably not, because there's not. I mean, what's the nutrient in it? Hemoglobin? Maybe like, I don't know. Hemoglobin blood? Because this question here is this. No, here, this is, I don't know the answer to that, so I'm going to look it up. I don't know.
And
I
for
think
Stephanie,
it would be,
like, yeah, I agree. Blood from the womb of all life, I would think that would make something grow or even birth something new. Yeah, like I would think the blood would create the manifestation a little bit more powerful, you know.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
personal opinion.
So like white blood cells, you know, in our blood have our DNA. The red blood cells do not have full copies of our DNA, but they have like little like PCR, like little chains, like broken chains, because it's just like it's like waste. So it's like broken up stuff, but it's not full. So, but it's still enough. Like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think that's still your life blood, which is your life force, right? So even if it doesn't have DNA in it, I think it's still really powerful. And the thing is, though, is that if it's your menstrual blood, then that menstrual blood contains genetic sections of any children you've already had, and your grandmother, and your mother, and your great grandmother, and everybody else that's female in your line. So there's that too.
Okay, so I'm going to address this one. I had heard people would vomit it back up. No, it's this. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that old wives' tale. That's not true. And it's not enough for that. And it'd be the same as saying, well, I heard when you swallow semen that you vomit it back up. It's the same idea.
Okay, so it is not scientifically, like, so I just checked, and it is humans cannot digest blood and nutrients along with the rest of their diet, and it can be toxic. That's what it says. It says it can be toxic. It's rich in iron, which the body has trouble excreting. And it can be, if you drink too much, it can be fatal for the iron content in it, which is interesting because like we have it in our body.
But what's a fatal dose?
I'm looking. So consuming blood regularly can lead to iron overdose, which can cause a number of health problems, including liver damage, fluid buildup in the lungs, dehydration, low blood pressure, and nervous disorders. I mean, God, I guess there's enough study on this to know. That's kind of scary.
Well, I mean, look at how many people claimed they were vampires, right, in the late 90s, and then we had to deal with all that.
Yeah, it says, okay, so there's, they just talked about this. This article has to do with the sanguine, whatever they're called. Yeah, sanguinarians. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah. Warning, the consensus in the medical community is that drinking raw blood is associated with health risks and can have serious life-threatening outcomes. This is not a recommended practice. Okay, but how much is it? Let's see. Does it say? I don't see how. I mean, it says drinking blood is safe in small quantity, of course. But like it's like anything else. I think it's like, you know, excess is a problem. Medium rare steak's not going to hurt you, you know, that kind of stuff, like, right? That's what it says.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like it would be like an amount like you ate a rare
steak. God. However, you can get Hep B, Hep C, norovirus, and HIV from it. You know?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna state, like, the things that I did, those were in my early 20s. Would I do that now? Probably not.
No. Ooh.
If you use your blood in your Magick, make sure you use a sterile needle or scalpel, like I do.
Oh, are you talking about cutting yourself? To cut yourself for that? Okay. Yeah, if you're going to, how do we not endorse this in a bad way? I think.
Right. I'm not going to, well, I'm just saying if you happen to do that, right, that way, you should use sterile things.
You should use clinical procedures.
Yes, because the risk involved of infection is too great in our day and age, especially with MRSA and all kinds of things out there, that you want to be super careful.
And also, like in the movies, when they show people like pricking their finger with like a pin and like rubbing their blood, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, what are you doing? Like that's stupid. First of all, was that needle sterilized? Like,
Right, right. Well, they do it for cinematic effect.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm
Doesn't
saying. Like,
even
don't
work
use
like that
that.
or look like that. Number two, anybody who's like had to lance their finger for like a
It
diabetic,
hurts, and it's
you know,
hard to do. It's
it
not
is
easy to do.
hard to do. Exactly, and
It,
it's not
yeah,
pretty. And if you're a magician like myself and you use that kind of thing, you're not rubbing it on somebody else. It's not super sexy. It's usually for sacrifice, and it's usually for candle dressing or being put in my cauldron.
right.
I'm not consuming it. I'm not having somebody else consume it. I'm using it as a sacrifice for my deity.
Right. So with the regard to like using candle like too with moon magic, right? So for moon, and what associations do you give for color? And I know we can say that it doesn't matter, but sometimes it can matter. Like a lot of the old texts are going to say that you need to follow things by the book,
Silver,
right? Yeah, silver, white, right?
blue,
Mm-hmm.
white.
Right.
Definitely not gold. Like you would always go
No.
silver with the moon,
Right.
always. And white or light blue.
Yeah.
Different like silvers. Maybe
What
even
about
violet.
what about what about doing like an invocation to the moon? Like what kind of stuff can one hope to
Well, I
benefit
would
from that way?
personally, I have a vitality spell for the moon where you put some water in a bowl and you put 3 silver coins
Uh-huh.
and you put it under the full moon. And what you do is you say, "Lovely lady of the moon," and then you ask for the thing that you're asking for, and you say it 3 times. And then you tell her thank you for what she's doing for you, and you say, "So mote it be." And then you turn around away from your altar and you walk away and you forget about it.
Yeah.
And
That
that's a full moon spell. So simple.
yeah. Yeah, but if you do like a moon goddess invocation where you're asking the one of those goddesses to, and did you see that flash right now? Did you just see that?
No.
What? Okay. Did anybody see that flash that just happened in my house? That was weird. I don't know what that was. Okay, I don't know. Maybe no one else saw it. Oh, the rule of 3. Let's talk about that. Oh, the rule of 3. That's not the same thing. You're not talking about the karmic law of 3, right? Like when you're saying rule of 3, it's just repeating 3
Not
times.
everybody believes in that either.
No, they don't. You saw it? You guys saw it? Okay, cool. Like I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, what the hell was that? Like I don't know what it was. I have no clue like what that was. It was just like I think it was a bright flash. I'm not sure because I just barely caught it. But so Diana is going to be typically if you're like trying to do like a invocation, whatever, of the moon goddess, right? Like I guess Diana would be your go to. That's the, for if you're, if
or
you're
Artemis would be a go-to for sure.
well, they're the same. So
Yeah.
Diana and Artemis they're pretty much like you can see in history where they became one thing. Like, so, but yeah, you can use either. I prefer Artemis personally. I do. Because she's just more of like a warrior type girl for me, like she's just about like fighting and for what's right or whatever. But there's a lot like in Wicca, Diana is very big in Wicca, right? Like, if you're Wiccan.
Right.
Then Artemis would be if you're more like, I don't know, pagan, I guess,
Right, yeah. That would be correct.
But it doesn't matter. It's whoever you resonate with, like whatever you resonate with.
Yes, and that's the most important thing with magic, though, is who you resonate with, and innately, like magic is inside us. So what we're doing is uncovering it, right? And so you're uncovering who you're connected to.
Yeah, it might be the computer for Stephanie. You're right. Probably right. Might be that. Thank you. That makes me feel better. Like, what was that? Yeah. So what are you gonna do? It's not aliens. Damn it. Okay. No. Although I still am gonna make those foil hats. I'm serious. Like,
I'm ready for it. Let's have an ET episode and wear foil hats. Who's down for?
Well, like I make fascinators, like little cute little things for your head, like little decorative hat pieces. I was thinking I'm gonna make them and line them with foil, like on one side, just as a joke, right? But then everyone was like,
it might be a little experiment to see what happens, right? All of a sudden, we're not clairaudient.
Right. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you guys.
You
Okay,
guys.
I had the craziest thing happen the other day. It was so freaking validating. Okay, so I'm at my house and my daughter's not home yet. Her grandma's gonna be dropping her off any minute. And Nick is here. He came over. He got back from his trip, and we're like kind of like, cuddling on the couch. And I heard Joy. I heard my daughter's grandmother, and I was like, oh, I'm like, she's here. And he's like, what? And I'm like, dude, I heard her. And he goes, I didn't hear anything. So I go open the front door, nothing. I see nothing, right? There's nobody there. About 2 minutes later, they walk up, and I was like, how long have you been here? And she's like, I don't know. We got here like about 2 minutes ago. And I was like, they parked on the street, dude, down like I have a very long driveway, like, and it's not like it's very long. It takes like, I don't know, a while to walk up it. I heard that shit. I knew I did. Like, I was like, damn. And he was like, holy crap, how did you hear that? I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with clairaudience is that people with clairaudience can hear in real normal stuff more so than people normal. That's what it is. It's like just like
I can hear things that I shouldn't, but then somebody could be talking to me right next to me and I won't hear what they're saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I selectively turn that shit off. Yeah, like I will. That's why it's hard to be in public, like in a lot, like at dinner in a really loud restaurant, because I can hear every single person's conversation all at the same time. Like, and it's a lot. So I have to shut that off.
Or I feel somebody a couple tables away, or I can tell when somebody's having a panic attack near me. And I'm like, oh geez, here we go. Because I can feel it.
You want to wait? Persephone says she really wants to participate in the foil hat meeting. I make cute ones too. They're like cute. They're like, like old, like from the whatever era, like the 1920s, 30s, that like when people used to wear them.
I agree with this one too, right here.
What?
What do you think about dogs knowing someone's arriving 5 minutes? I think they hear it too.
The smell. Yeah.
But also being someone who actually has experienced psychic smell ability.
Yeah.
I think dogs might have that as well, where it's just like they could tell you what somebody's gonna smell like, even.
That's I was just looking into like seance, like how, seances, because I really want to perform a seance, right? Like really bad.
Me
like
too.
I want some real people.
We should do it in LA. We should offer.
Yeah. Well, come on, let's go. Like I want to do it, like for reals. Like I do. I was looking at it, and it said the number one thing that people experience in that is psychic smells.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Like, and then rapping noises, whatever. But I was like, so I really want to do that. If anyone's local.
Yeah, we should do that. You know what? Actually, I mean, you guys know us. It's okay. We can talk about this. There's a couple websites out there that would promote that, and we could totally do that. We should do it around Halloween time. We should do like a big event and like do a seance.
Yeah, I want to do like I really want to. I don't know who the hell to contact. You got to have somebody in mind that you're going to contact, though, right? Like, so I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
We could also do it where people come to us and we contact whoever for them. But I mean, then it's too real and then everybo's scared.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I want real people to do it that aren't going to get scared because like I just want to do it. But yeah, so
like it's real when grandma shows up and has something specific to say and she talks through my mouth and I have her mannerisms, then all of a sudden nobody thinks it's cool.
Or her language.
Right.
Yeah. Right. That was crazy. That's called xenoglossy. Remember? I told you. Xenoglossy. Oh shit. What? Did someone just buy the tent I was gonna buy? I have a tent I want to buy for camping, but
gas leaks, mold. Yeah. Shannon, same. I can smell when somebody has a cold or the flu, or a virus. I can tell you by the way they're like, it's weird. I can smell their throat. I can also smell thrush or candida.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Okay. Yeah. But, so what's the, like, so for this moon though, Gemini moon, right? Like Gemini moon, so communications, things like that. So what would be like?
Well, this is also a good time, like if you needed to break contact with somebody, this would be a good one too, to like commit yourself to like a no contact situation or low contact situation that might be toxic. This would be a great time to exercise that for yourself and say, you know what, it's time for me to get disciplined and only entertain the people who are around for my highest good.
Well, saying like intuitive clarity is also a good for right now, I guess. Like and it's about balance, heart and mind also, because it's the duality of the twins, right? You know, so it's like the balance needs to be like, maybe that's a balance between the right and left brain. Maybe that's a balance between work and personal life, like, you know, whatever. I think that would be probably good. And also maybe you need to understand yourself better. Maybe you have motivations. Maybe you have like some things that trigger you and you don't know why. Maybe, you know, some things are really upsetting or annoying for you, like, and you don't really have an idea why. Like, this might be a good time to set an intention to get that figured out, you know?
I want to answer this real quick. Laurel, it's bacterial. If I were you, I'd go get it checked. I feel like it's staph, a type of staph that you just can't kick. I mean, we all have allergies, but there's something about that one that I'm just kind of like, no, it's something that you can't kick, right?
Cat marking? What? I missed something.
I don't know.
Gas leaks? Wait, see, tell me. No, tell me more about what? What are you talking about?
Oh, I know what she wants to know about today, the new moon and the communication thing. Like, so what Noelle wants to know is the new moon and how you can use it to do a no contact kind of thing. And what you do is you just set out to yourself, this is like, you know, you talk to the candle, okay? And you tell your candle, I promise to myself that I'm going to handle this at this and this time. And I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to stick to it. And then as a sign to yourself, you let the candle burn down. And so mote it be, right? And so now you have to stick to the thing that you've decided. And you have to give yourself this whole full moon cycle of no contact with that person to make yourself feel stronger and more able to commit yourself to that over and over. And so the energies are really good for that right now. And I always joke that Megan's my wife. Sometimes she watches this, Learning to Live coaching. But she's a Gemini.
Oh, is she?
And she is. And every Gemini I know have a very FU attitude when it comes to like going across their boundaries. They're very good about their boundaries. Every Gemini I've come across. And so about their own boundaries. So I think that would be a good one to kind of channel, because they don't, like, Geminis don't fuck around with that.
Yeah. Well, that's a good, you know, if you do have something that you want to, so you would be focusing on yourself though, not on the other person at all, because on the other person, you don't want to build up anything. Yeah, you're building up.
It's about your willpower to tell somebody to fuck off, right? It's about standing in your power. And Geminis have a great ability to do that. So channel that Gemini energy to do so. And then I go lately, antibacterial, got the eye infection from the kittens. Yeah, I think it's still bacterial, Laurel. I think there's something going on there. I think you haven't kicked it all. Are you tired a lot? Like I'm channeling into you and I'm feeling like you have a lot of fatigue and exhaustion. Is that correct? Okay, Noelle, thank you. Yeah. You know what I mean. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh gosh. So this is so like good time to, you know, if you wish to break contact with somebody, then you know that you wish for your thing, like just leave them out of the equation. It's like your willpower,
right?
And your ability to control yourself with regard to communication, right? To control yourself, like because we know how it is, like when you want to get rid of somebody, but you don't, but you do, but you don't, it's like it can be hard, especially if that person's somebody you talk to a lot, something pops up and you want to share it, I mean, I don't know what the situation is here, but like I know that even when you have like a horrible person in your life that you want to never talk to again, like something will come up and it'll be like, oh, and you go to almost call them and you're like, oh, never mind. Right. Like, so it's about having like that self-mastery of like not caving into those moments. Right. Letting that kind of sterner side of yourself, like,
right,
more harsh.
Self-mastery is the answer. Like it's the answer to every question, really,
right.
when it comes down to it. Because you can't control everybody around you. You can't control what goes on around you. However, you can control your reactions, you can control your responses, and you can control what's around you.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you say you can't, then you're lying to yourself, because you can't. If you really want to bad enough, you can. Even in like, and I'm talking from a place of like not even having money, like, you can do it. It's not easy and it's not ideal probably most of the time, but because like we all have, this is a thing like where, say it's somebody that provides a benefit for you, right? Like maybe they watch your kid or something, but like you just can't deal with it anymore, right? Like that's, are you going to be uncomfortable for a bit because you got to find someone else? Yes. Like there's always going to be some kind of give and take with it. So you just have to look at like what's the most important thing and make sure that you're always looking out for you.
Right.
Number one.
Absolutely.
Like, and not worrying about other people's feelings all the time, because damn it, everyone's too sensitive.
I agree.
And you know why everyone's so sensitive is because nobody fucking tells people what's up anymore. Like even at like with my students, like right in college students, right? Back in the day, if you plagiarized something, what would happen to you? You'd get fucking kicked out. First offense. You know what? Now we can't even say that we think that they're cheating, even though we have 100% similarity score with another paper someone else turned in, or AI, whatever. You can't say that because it's offensive. So it's like, are you fucking like, you have to be like, well, we need to like try to reword it, like, and it's like, are you joking, guys? Come on, like we gotta like, you gotta, sometimes we just have to say what it is, not beat around the bush, not pussyfoot around.
Girl pants and face the music, okay? Like I do get tired of that, because you're gonna have confrontation in your life, and you're gonna have situations where people don't agree. And if we don't know how to understand conflict or have conflict resolution, what are we doing?
Well, that's the thing, right? Because exactly that. Like, you are going to have conflict in your life, but like when we are placating people at a young age to be sensitive to their feelings about things that they're clearly doing, wrong, or maybe they're not, but like they should at least, like maybe they need to know that it looks that way so they can remedy it, right? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think, so I think focusing on like being able to say what you mean and mean what you say, and not give, because mixed messages are a problem here too. So this is, if you have a problem, or if you're getting mixed messages from somebody in your life, this is also a good time to ask for clarification on that. Also under this moon, right? Like,
well, and also think about it this way. I had to do some very uncomfortable conversations with some people that I had to cut things off with, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it, but I thought about it, and I thought about it this way. I was like, how would I want this person to treat me? What kind of respect would I want? And I know that I would want to be told the truth, and I would want the respect of being told the truth.
Right.
And so that I was like, that's what I'm doing, because who are we to question somebody else's ability to understand what we have to say to them, or to cut it off or anything,
Well, there are occasions where we might know.
Right, there are occasions, but we should, for the most part, just try to, handle the situation the way that we want to be treated.
Right.
And in that you have integrity.
That's the thing. And like, no matter what you're doing, like no matter what spell, whatever you're doing, whatever you're using the moon for, whatever you're using deities for, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to always be walking and like working out of that ethical space where you're not concerned about, like, Like, I'm never concerned about karma coming back on me for a spell I did, ever. I'm not.
No,
No.
I settled my karma.
Even if I'm doing black magic.
in integrity as much as possible, you know, because I am a magician. This stuff can come back to haunt me, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I've already, like, I mean, that's why I don't, unless I know that I'm right, like objectively, not subjectively, but objectively know that like what I'm doing is the right thing to do. And it's like, well, you know, then I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it.
Right.
You know, and you shouldn't be. Like, and that's the thing. If you're hesitant about magic, don't do it.
Yeah. Oh gosh, no. It takes both feet straight in.
Yeah, because that hesitation right there is going to be the little demon that gets in there and like works, throws all the wrenches in the work, dude.
Did we
like,
talk about the Kat Von D thing here?
Oh no, we haven't. Ugh.
I know.
So that is fascinating.
Have you guys heard about that? How Kat Von D like rejected witchcraft, like very public,
just like Doreen Virtue, also.
And I think so, and just like totally went full blown mainstream Christianity.
Yeah, and this is a theme over and over again that happens with people that blow up, that do stuff like tarot or whatever, get really popular. They make a lot of money, and then all of a sudden they go back to Christianity. And so I've been wondering, what the fuck?
Okay, this is why. It's because they opened the door and they thought they could wear their big girl pants. And then they faced a demon like we all do on the path. We face many demons.
Yeah.
And you got to learn, am I going to tame this demon, or am I going to learn to dance with them, or what are we doing? You know, like, and then you learn that there's no taming anything. You're learning to dance. But
it's scary. It's fucking scary.
And there are so many times that you can collapse on your own power if you don't know the building blocks. If you're not creating your building blocks and your foundation in your spiritual life, and you're dabbling in this, then you're going to get spanked.
Yeah, well, you need to know also, like, the thing is that it tells me a lot about what their belief system was. So it tells me, and I will say this, I'll be that bitch. It tells me that they were in it for the wrong reasons, and that they were in it not wholly believing in it at all. That it was an image thing. It was a money-making thing. It was not a lifestyle necessarily. Maybe on the cameras it was, maybe during book tours or whatever it was, but like it was not a fully embodied situation, because if it was, they would already have dealt with this way before now. And like also they would, know that inherently, like, just the rules of engagement are that you have control. So like you're in control, like in those instances, right? And only thing that abdicates that control is your fear and your inability to function in those moments, right? Like and screw up, right? And do the wrong thing. So that means that they didn't really believe it was true. They ended up seeing something that was like, holy shit, and they didn't know that, hey, I'm more powerful here than this thing. This thing can't do anything to me unless I let it. Like
that part right there. People ask me all the time. They're like, how do you clear a house so fast? How do you keep a house out of negative entities or of demons or of things, anything like that, right? Or people that just don't want those people there. And I can tell you this because I walk in like I own the place.
Yeah.
Because I'm not afraid. I walk in and I'm like, you get the fuck out. This is my spot.
100. Like, you've seen it here where I've been like, nope. Like, I'll be like, don't talk to me like that. Like, I will, just like I'm talking to a child. Right. Because, I mean, I'm dead serious. Like, I'll have like my spirit box on.
I won't even, no. I straight up just like go in. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You're not welcome. You don't come near these people. You get
like, who the fuck do you think you are, dude?
Yeah,
like,
like your presence and your force just coming, at it. And like, people have walked into my rental now, but it's my old house, and they'd be like, I feel like I walked into something energetically.
Oh,
like they
my God.
feel the warding.
Yeah, I had this experience. I don't know. On my 40th birthday, my friend Maggie brought somebody to my party that I did not like at all. This person, I have never had more visceral reaction to somebody in my life. Like, I had met him like 2 days before. He had a flamethrower on. He was carrying around a flamethrower, okay? And he was trying to talk to me, and I just looked at him. I'm like, I don't get away from me. Like, I'm nice. Like, I'm really nice to people. Like, typically, I think. I mean, but I'm not like that. Like, so rude. And she brought him to my fucking house, and I was like, what, dude? What the fuck? I was so mad. Okay, so I went upstairs to my house, like, because we're in the yard, which is downstairs. I went upstairs to change my clothes, and I was sitting there. I changed, and I was sitting at my desk, like touching up my makeup. When my desk was in the kitchen, which is where I sat, I was always at my desk, just like this, just this space where I'm at right now, but like in a different house, right? And I looked to the front door because I heard somebody walking up the stairs, and this guy kicks open my front door, and he walks towards me, but it's like in slow motion, and he's got this swirling black shit around him that's like coming from his feet up, like halfway to like maybe his hips area or something, and is blocking out the light in my fucking house, like as he's walking towards me. And I was like, I sat there, and I didn't jump or anything when he kicked the door open. And he walked to the threshold of the room that I was in, and he tried to step over the threshold, and he couldn't. He was like, he like hit some, it was so fucking bizarre. I was like, and then he got really like weirded out, and he left, right? So I go downstairs, I'm like, oh my God, you guys, this fucking crazy thing just happened. I'm telling everybody. And they're like, okay, Anna, yeah, whatever, sure. And no one's believing me. Okay. And I get this. I understand, because it's like fucking crazy. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. But guess what happens? Fucking 30 minutes later, we're all upstairs, everybody. And he comes back in the house, and he tries to do it again, and the same shit happened. And and my friend Terry, R.I.P., miss you, bro. He goes, yo, mate, what's the matter? Like, Terry's like, an older British guy, and he sees this guy trying to walk into the doorway, and he can't do it. He like keeps like running into some invisible thing, and like Terry's like, are you okay, dude? Like, and everyone's like, what's going on? He's like, I just want to know where the bathroom is. And so they're like down the hall, and he tries to go down the hall, and the same thing happens. And then he goes, fuck you, dude. You're fucking weird. And he like ran out of my house and like left and never came back. And I was just like, what the fuck happened? Like, to this day, I'm not 100% sure, but I do feel like it's like he had, and guess what? Let me just tell you the rest of the story. I didn't like this guy. Guess why? Guess what the fuck I found out? Guess what we found out about him? He was a murderer on the run from killing his fucking father. He had killed his father and was on the run here, came to California, and was dating my friend's neighbor. He bit her and took a chunk of her skin out. Like the next day, like he was arrested. Like he went to prison. He's in prison now. Like, and I had no clue about this guy. I just knew like there's something fucking wrong with this person. Like the minute he came in my presence, I was like, no. And then I was like, dude, that was like my fucking, I don't know if it was my energy or like my fucking whoever's protecting me or whatever, but like that guy could not walk towards me. Like it was so crazy. Like I've never seen that happen before. I've never heard of it. Like, and I swear I'm so grateful that there was other witnesses there, because otherwise I would say that it was my imagination. I would be able to explain it away. You know what I mean? But there was like 5 other people there that saw the second instance of it happening. So I don't know what the fuck. But like, so I feel it like if like I was in my space, you know what I mean? Like I was in my fucking space. Like he could walk through the living room just fine, but when he got to where I was at, like he couldn't. So
if someone's predatory, like that's your divine protection for
I don't know.
Sure. Mine is I get this feeling like if somebody makes me sick to my stomach, I know something's wrong.
Yeah, he made me like, I guess my feeling is that if I'm a mega bitch to you, like out of nowhere, like just like I meet you for the first time and I'm like, I don't like you, get away from me. That's what I said to this person. Like that is not language that comes out of my mouth. Like
no, it's not. Like you're not like that unless somebody really viscerally affects you.
Yeah, no, had I sealed it? Yeah, I had. I had because we were having some weird stuff going on in the house. Some activity and stuff going on in the house. And so I did that. But I didn't do specifically just the kitchen den area, the kitchen living, because it was like, just like this, like my kitchen's right here, right? It was exactly the kind of same situation where it's like on the edge of the kitchen where my office was. It was really weird, dude. Like, but I mean, the fact that he's like actually a criminal, like, a horrible person, like I'm so glad that I wasn't just mean to someone for no reason. But
right.
It was really crazy. But like that's what I mean with these people. Like, so if that's the energy that I have without even knowing I'm doing it, right? So like without even knowing, then you can imagine when it's focused and like you're get the fuck out, right? But
Right.
I'm thinking that's what Kat Von D and then like Doreen Virtue and some of these other people that get
They
fame and
didn't
fortune.
have that empowered feeling, and so they collapsed on it because what they were building on was something not of substance.
Right, because it wasn't for the right reason. Their motivations were not correct. Like in regards to, you know, with regard to like their practice, like they weren't. I have to say, I don't believe that they were really seriously practitioners. If that's
I think it was more, and you'll know what I mean by this because you and I hang out in LA. It was the whole we're in LA, let's do this, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, because LA's notorious for so many, you know, witchcraft things.
Flowing with that crap.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And there's money to be made in it, right? There is. Like,
it's a big money maker for people who sell the aesthetic, right? The husk of just like what it quote unquote looks like in the movies or whatever, you know, like it's not that pretty.
It's not that gothy either, by the way. Like
it's not that gothy, it's not that pretty.
No, or glamorous.
Barefoot with my hair up in my wand, and I might have a sundress on. My hands are dirty, and like that's what it really looks like.
And I'm always wearing high heels and dresses and like really bougie, like, and I'm not so like,
right.
You know, it's not like the typical what you think. I don't know, but like I these people like I love that this explanation is what came out from that one video, right? Like, is that because why? Because it's really confusing to people that are following those people when they're like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden that person goes backtracks and says, no, all this is evil, it's all bad,
right?
And God, Jesus saves, you know, like, and if that's what you're into, you more power to you, right? But like,
but it's just like these people have faced things that they couldn't step up against, and that is for us, that is what separates the men from the boys when it comes to magic.
Yeah, because let's be clear, and this is why I think it's important to reiterate, like, if you are doing magic stuff, it will happen to you at some point. Like, you will encounter something that is not good. And so when all those crazy Bible thumpers say that, like it's like the devil, they're not lying. They're not. But guess what? You encounter the devil anywhere, you know, anywhere.
Appearances by all kinds of things show up and offer me things.
Right.
You know?
It's just like, I think in our arena, it's more direct. Whereas like in other places, it's like subverted. Like, you know, because in Christianity, you have a lot of people that are doing bad things that are hiding under the guise of their religion, right? You know, all the time.
Oh, yes.
Right. And that's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, I think that's almost worse. At least in my practice, it comes out full on what it is. Like, it doesn't try to pretend to be something it's not, you know what I mean? Like, whereas in like a lot of religious practices, it does. Like, so, you know, there's no difference here. It's just what the belief system is, right?
Right.
Yeah. But you're going to be able to like, but the other thing too is that in our practice, we have the power. In other practices, the religious people that are in charge, like the ministers, pastors, priests, are the ones with the power. So but you're helpless.
Why these people fall into these religions, because they don't want power. They're afraid of their own power. They're like, I don't want to have the answer. I'm afraid. I want to be baby.
Right. And also, we don't know, like, maybe what they experienced was actually just a manifestation of their own like shadow. And maybe, not even something demonic.
So we're being taught how to hold space for our own power. And so you're going to be met up with what I would say a boss fight, right? I mean, we could go there. We could say it like that. But what it really is showing you the energies that be in the universe, and everything is showing you what the F you're made of.
Right. Okay. I just got some information right now in my head. I just heard something.
Okay.
So for those of us that have had hard lives, right? Like, this is going to sound rude. I'm sorry. I'm just repeating what I heard. Okay. So for those of us that have hard lives, that we've gone through a lot of trial tribulations, like things where, you know, if you're in the audience and you're this person where, you know, like you look at things and you go, what the fuck, man? Like, why is everybody trying to like ruin my life? You know, like that kind of vibe where things are just happening and you're not really in control of it. And like, maybe, you know, perhaps, but like, it doesn't seem like it. That is this happening to you, right? But these people that have these, fancy, like, very popular followings and things like that, they don't have that kind of life from before. Like, they have it very easy. Like, like relatively simple, like growing up, like things are fine. They're not like kicked out. They're not like homeless. They're not like, struggling too much, right? The normal people stuff, right? Normal people
Kat
shit.
Von D did. That's the thing.
No, that's not true. Did you not know?
Really? That was
Yeah.
made up?
Part of it. Yeah. Like exaggerated, they said.
Exaggerated for adversity so that people would identify with her.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the other thing.
Oh, that's caca.
That's very common. You look at a lot of people, like leaders that are doing, like spiritual leaders that say that they came from like, like kind of torn families or whatever. And then you like talk to after, shit hits a fan, everyone's like, wait, no, like they were like prom queen, like, or whatever. Like, this is like, what do you mean? Like, what, it's for image. It's a whole, because you have PR companies too, doing it too, crafting images for you, and you just go along with whatever they say. And you're going to be more.
Absolutely. Everybody that you see that's in your like social media, like your celebrities and stuff, right? And your musicians, they've all been handpicked.
Yeah.
It's all picked. It's not raw talent.
No. It's not. Yeah, that's what living in LA. That's one of those lessons I learned a long time ago. It was like, it's all literally. But yeah, so like that stuff is what I was hearing was that when you're raised that way and things happen to you your whole life, it's a lot easier for you to face the stuff that's scary because you've already been facing it forever. But it's like a shock to the system when you go from being like kind of privileged, and I don't mean like rich. I mean like just compared to somebody that's had a hard upbringing,
easy life, easy going, things just kind of were normal.
Yeah, you're right, Marisol. Okay, I say this all the time. You took the words fucking literally right out of my mouth. I say that all the time. It's easier to be told what to believe, what to think, than it is to ponder those possibilities yourself, because they're infinite. And that for like Joe Blow over here that works a 9 to 5 and doesn't ever consider anything else for themselves, right? Because they're just happy doing their thing. Like, that is a lot. That's too much for most people to handle. It really is. It really is. Like, and if you know that you're in control of everything and it's not somebody in the sky keeping tabs on you, that's terrifying. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, it's easier to just be like, okay, I believe you. Which is crazy because when I look at psychology and I'm looking at assessments for people that have magical thinking, right? I was looking through those assessments for my research, and I couldn't believe that they omit all religious beliefs out of it completely 100%. So you could believe anything religious-wise, and it's not considered magical thinking. But if you believe that you have the ability to change your reality via your thoughts or action, like some kind of magical action, that's crazy. But if you believe there's a guy keeping tabs on you in the sky, how often you jerk off or whatever, that's normal.
That's totally okay.
Yeah. It's crazy to me. As I'm like, wait, what? How did they get this? How can you have one and not the other? Like, I don't know. Make it make sense.
I think because we're on the other side of the awakening. So of course it doesn't make sense to us. But to somebody who's pre-awakened, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, like if you believe that, like, if you break a mirror, that's 7 years bad luck, that's considered crazy. Like, I'm not joking. That's literally in the DSM-5, that's one of the beliefs, that if you believe that, you are now susceptible to being told or programmed, or like you could be easily brainwashed, etc., like that kind of stuff, right? It's crazy.
Right, Persephone, I agree. Also, like, things are very unstable in the world right now. But it's also, that's when you have to believe in yourself tenfold. Right?
Yeah, but okay, so baptism, right? Right. What does that do?
Right.
Okay, so baptism makes you a new person again, right? A baby. You're a baby again?
I have a lot to say about baptism.
But I mean, like, the point is to like make you a new person again, like a child, right? So that someone has control over you again, right? Like, that's what that's what that
being born anew, right?
Yeah. So it's like to wash away your sin.
Depending on your thoughts. Like for me, I believe it's a curse.
What? Baptism? I mean, I got baptized at 12 and then I got kicked out of my house, maybe. Perhaps. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was raised that we Catholic, so we baptize right after birth,
Right. Yeah.
because they believe in original sin. And
Yeah.
so like I did that with my children and I was baptized, and I've seen some things energetically, and I've spoken with several shaman around the world who all feel that way, which is just like when we see certain ones, it looks like a curse of control.
Well, what's his name, man? The guy, he's amazing. I would go to his church, and that's coming out of my mouth. I just said it. I would go to his parish. He is the one that it talks about how hell is made up, like it's a created construct from the Catholic Church, like to keep people and control people. And and he's a Vatican ordained priest with the Catholic Church. And he's amazing though. Like if you just Google, if you like go on YouTube and you Google like priest says hell is fake, that you'll find this guy. He's amazing. And his stuff, he's all about like his stuff. What he says resonates hard. It's like this is not about abdicating responsibility. Like it's you are in control. Like he says the same shit that we're saying, like exactly the same stuff. It's like it just he's a priest like with the Vatican. So it's just it's interesting that how many different people can have different takes on it, right? The same shit. But like, if you're scared of magic because of your Christian upbringing, it would be wise of you to maybe not start off doing anything that would.
Don't dabble. First of all, don't dabble. Don't
No,
dabble.
because that guilt will eat you alive, honestly.
Well, and guilt and shame are such limiters for everything. I mean, they're pretty easy of a program to inflict on somebody, right?
I mean, yeah. That's it. Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, yeah. It's the best controller of people is
right.
Fear and shame.
I mean, of course, you can enact that to control the masses.
Yeah. Do you guys have questions? We can do tarot now. We're like overtime.
Yes, we're way over time. We just really got into our conversation.
I know.
Anybody got any questions for us?
Yeah. Any new moon questions or any questions other than am I ex going to come back to me?
Or questions too, but just any psychic questions, anything you guys want to know? A message, please, for my friend DJ in spirit or my grandmother Irene. Shannon, did Irene have plastic on her furniture? I see plastic on the furniture.
Oh, man. Get my cards.
Yep. Yes. Okay. Yeah, she's here. She said to tell you about the plastic on the furniture. She loves you. She feels very particular, like a particular lady, but also kind of elegant. You're welcome, Blue Portal. I love that topic too.
Okay.
Yeah,
I heard that she thinks you're funny.
Not elegant. Okay. Particular though. Maybe it's just the time she's showing me. It looks like the 60s. It looks like the 60s. She's showing me like a 60s style couch with plastic on it. It's got like floral print. She's showing me a kitchen, making tea. Yes. And she says she's sorry. She says if you go to her in the kitchen and sit down and have tea with her, she will talk to you in your dreams. I feel like there's some unfinished business there. Like she let you down or something.
Oh, wow. Okay. Laurel. Okay. Your question is what's going on with the job and stuff? So it looks like it's a pattern repeating. I don't know. The pattern repeating of just being let down because you got the Wheel of Fortune and then you got the 10 of Swords, right? The Wheel of Fortune. And then the 7 of Swords. So, or Wands, rather. Wands. This is like feeling you need a, you're like struggling to keep your footing on that hill, right? You're struggling to keep your footing. This is it's gonna switch up though pretty quick. You got Chariot coming in and then Ace of Pentacles, so there's gonna be like something coming up for you. But why is this happening? Let's see. Why is this happening? I feel like it's just like because it's like more of the same. Does that make sense? Like more of the same. I don't know. Like it's gonna be the same, even if it's a different environment. It might be the same kind of. It's gonna lead to the same kind of outcome anyway. So like it was just cut you off faster than sooner than later, which is probably a good thing. But let's see. Why? Shit. Damn it. Keep dropping. Oh yeah, Ace of Wands next. You have 2 aces in a row, so that's like new shit coming up. Something that what?
New things coming her way, new career, new
Yeah,
job.
but this is gonna be something that you're actually excited about. Like Ace of Wands is like you're gonna have like a passion for this, like you know what I mean? Like something that's gonna be in your arena. So like if you were like slow down, like slow down, Tara, shut up about a week ago. New shit, good, yeah, new shit. Like the other stuff, it looks repeating the same stuff. Like this needs to be. It's gonna be different. So hang in there. I think it's just not for you. That's what it is. It's just not for you. Oh shit! And then you got the sun. So yeah, like this is good. Coming up, it's good. So just hang in there, girl. Like you're gonna. I have this picture of it like in my head of like you being able to look back and seeing like how all of the paths led you to the place that is finally where you're at, which will be good. You know what I mean? You'll be like, oh, okay, all that happened for a reason. But just right now it's hard to see it because you're too into it. And then then you got the universe. So
that was for Laurel.
That was Laurel. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let you take Firewoman 5 and I'm gonna take Quixotic Prancer. Quixotic Prancer, your sister, I feel like she's got something like MS or something like that. I could be wrong. But I'm feeling like reishi mushrooms would be really good for her. Like she should look up the benefits of drinking like mushroom teas.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Who am I reading for? I'm sorry, you said
for Firewoman 5. She's posted.
Okay, let me see. What does it say? You're welcome, Laurel. Hopefully, like, let us. I mean, I know you'll let us know. Want to know? Just be know that it's coming. You need a career path new. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So far, Caroline. Career path. Where's the career path here? Okay. Hi, Frederick.
Let's see.
Queen of Wands. This is 2 of Swords. Okay. Queen of Wands, 2 of Swords.
Money soul. Yes, I do, but it's not coming for a little while because right now you just need to. I see like things changing for you in about 3 months. 3 months time. Yeah, I see it getting really good, juicy for some reason. Something's real juicy and like something you've been wanting to sink your teeth into for a while now. That's what your spirit guide's telling me right now. So it's something you've been wanting to sink your teeth into for a while, and it's going to get really good in 3 months.
Okay, and for Firewoman, Queen of Wands here. This is going to be something that you're doing, like yourself, like I don't know if it's like you're running it, your own business, like kind of thing, your own situation, right? Like you're in charge. But there's like a need here for you to like pick one of 2 paths. Like you have 2 swords, so like you don't have all the info right now. There's not all the information available for you to make the right decision at this time, but it's coming because the King of Cups is next, and so you're going to be having some kind of like you know, like once you like just keep yourself open to getting messages because that it's going to be coming in. And I think that you're going to be someone's going to be talking to you and it's going to make something click like, oh, you know, like there's going to be some kind of like somebody's going to come and talk to you and that's going to be like a spark that you needed to like figure out what you need to do. But there's like right now the information's not there. Like it's you're in a limbo right now. It looks like, and it's by design. It's on purpose so that you don't do this.
Yeah.
And then, but with that message after that, you get 10 of Pentacles, dude. So like, that's good. So just be like, you're just in a holding pattern right now, but it's on purpose because you need to have there's a message you need to get that you haven't gotten yet. So be open to hearing it when you know what I mean? You'll know it's going to hit, like the light bulb's going to come on. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. So hopefully that helps. Oh, that lady just messaged me.
Marisol, I wanted to answer you this. She said, set her a place at the table. That's what your other said. Set her a place at the table. She wants you to honor her that way.
Oh.
And Shannon, yes, she thinks you're funny and is sorry. And she said to talk to her in your dreams.
Yeah, I heard that she said you're funny.
She is encouraging you for the comedy club thing. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. And then Steve N, let's see, what's your question? I just made a big life change. Am I on the right path? Yes, actually, your spirit team is standing on the sidelines right now going, woo! You did it. Good job. And I see that it's your apprehension affecting things, not theirs. Anna, what do you get?
For Steve, for who? Steve?
Yeah.
Let's see. Just made a big life change. Am I on the right path? For Steve. For Steve. Steve on the right path. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it looks like that new. Yes, like Princess of Wands. So it's like a little bit of a novice vibe here, like to whatever you're doing. Like a new, definitely like not something that's fully comfortable. You got to get out of your head. Like you need to get out of your head. Like so you're like you got to stop thinking about failing at whatever you're doing, or like that it's not the right thing, because that is the wrong way to go about it. You need to be like, you made a decision, now you live that decision, right? Like don't let that like questioning it or like, you know, second guessing yourself, like it will take you over if you do that. Okay.
Oh, and Quixotic Prancer, you're very welcome. Okay, Lime. Yeah, she needs some detox stuff, but mushrooms have been really making a big move in the holistic world. So yeah, I would think that. I'm also being told milk thistle, Quixotic Prancer. So look into milk thistle as well.
Yeah, you like you need to like be about it, like go into it wholeheartedly, like go into your change like 100%. You know what I mean? Like, because your doubt will be the thing that will be your downfall if you allow it to continually like ruminate in your mind. Like stop, you know, questioning it, just go with it now. Like you made a decision, do it. You know what I mean? Like you're fine. It's that everyone's scared of new shit, right? Like we all are. It's always uncomfortable. But no growth comes from comfort.
Right? So like emotional inertia creates like your forward thinking into going into what feels comfortable. But what we want to do is change it up. So like you making the change is the right thing, even if it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, because that's when growth happens. Like is only when we're uncomfortable. It's never, you're never growing when you're laying on your couch all comfy and cozy in your nice house. Like, you know, that nothing's going on there. Like you've got to kind of step out of that comfort zone and just be about it. Like, so yes, you're on the right path. Believe it, know it, be it. So it is. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. I'm glad, Firewoman.
I think we covered everybody.
Yep. I think so.
All right. Well, I think that's good.
Yeah, guys. Appreciate it. Everyone that's new here, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate your reviews. You know, like very much so.
Let us answer questions for you. Okay, Shannon, you know what? When are you and I going to do a comedy podcast, Shannon?
Yeah.
When are you and I going to cut up, Shannon? That's the question I have for you, lady.
Yeah. Like you guys, we can do it with Zoom, allows for us to be in different places and still do things on line together. Yeah. So yeah. All right, guys. Love you all so much. Thank you. And if you have suggestions for topics, please let us know. Post a comment, on any of them. We see them all. We respond to the messages too, in case you haven't noticed. So
everyone. Okay? Yes. And you know what? Okay, we'll do foil hats next week even.
Yeah, wait, I want to show you guys, you should grab one, to show you what they look like.
It's time for us to have an extraterrestrial episode.
Yeah, no, we got to do that. And I'll make some prototype of my foil hats. They're not actually foil hats, but they'll have a lining of foil in them in case you don't want to get the government's monarch program trigger words put in your head. No, man. You never know.
Creating our clairaudience, we want to know it's ours.
Yeah, no blue book, man. No blue beam. No blue beam.
It still sounds crazy when I say it.
100% it sounds insane, but that's what they bank on, guys. That's the point, because they know you sound so batshit crazy that no one will believe you, and no one will believe they do that stuff because, dude, that sounds ridiculous. Because it does. Or hey, I'm not saying it's real, but I'm saying it might be. Enough to where I make full hats.
I mean, we did
it's a joke, honestly, but
just go
it's a joke. I don't really believe that, right? But
but
asking for a friend.
Name of experiment. Why not?
Yeah, I worked, dude, for the government. I worked on secret projects. I did. So I know that for a fact at least one of the things I worked on was crazy, and no one, if it wasn't public now, no one would ever believe me. So, and it is public now. So now, and I have proof because I've published research with my name on it from exactly that project. But other than that, no one would ever believe me. At least I have receipts, right? But telepathic soldier communication brain implant chips, yes, that's what I worked on. And do they work? Not when I was doing it. Do they work now? Yes, they do. And they're put in people's brains. Crazy. But so if they can do that, and that's public, I'm just saying, they might be able to do some other shit. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Shannon, I waited until my NDA expired. So I'm free to talk about it now. I never ever talked about it prior to that. I would not fuck around with that.
Oh, we would love to do an episode on that sometime, but
oh god.
Now.
Yeah. I gotta be careful. Because even though it's legal for me to talk about it, it's still what happened. Yeah, it is iffy. Sometimes you get phone calls.
For sure. I'm sure we're on the list, Anna. I'm sure.
Well, they call. You know what happened last year?
Yes.
Yeah. They know where my kids are. It's fucking crazy.
Where everybody's at.
My ex-boyfriend dipped out. He's like, "Fuck this, dude. I'm out." He thought I was joking, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool," but now I'm not. Yeah. Don't know. We never know. You never know. I'm nobody. I don't know shit other than what I worked on. So honestly, I don't. But
we make it that way though, right? We know just parts and pieces.
Well, that's on purpose. Yeah, everything. That's why it's all compartmentalized like that. And only at one lab does only one aspect of a thing, and then another lab does the other aspect. And at the end, when all those labs have perfected their things, then they bring it together and create whatever the hell the whole picture is. And none of us really have all the info until it's public, right? Yeah, that's how it works. So,
20 years later, yeah.
Yeah, it was 20 years later, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the time frame they give it till they release something that's top
10
secret.
or 20, 10 or 20. It depends on what your clearance level is. And but and then they just want to keep hiring you over and over again. If you already passed for top secret clearance, then they'll just keep rehiring you because they don't have to vet you again, That's why I worked on 8 contracts. That's the only reason. I was not qualified for those jobs actually. But they were really boring too. They paid shit. By the way, government, get it together. Pay your fucking people better. Right. But anyways, yeah. But $20 an hour for that shit? No. That's $20 an hour. That's how much.
Okay, guys, we have to go now because I
gotta make dinner.
An hour and a half.
Yeah.
You all and
if something happens to me, it was government.
With our foil hats, we'll do an alien episode.
Okay, yeah, aliens. Okay, aliens or the government? Which one?
Both. They go
I know.
hand in hand.
I'm being facetious. I like which.
We'll just
they're
go
the
down
same.
the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We'll just get called completely crazy.
Oh, I don't
Okay,
give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a
do
fuck.
it. Can I
Yeah.
have an antenna on top of my foil hat, though? That's what I
Oh.
want. I have some important questions, Anna.
I will make one with an antenna on top.
Thank you. Okay. All right.
Okay, guys.
Love you
See you
guys
next
so
week.
much. We'll see
Okay.
you all later
We're
next
crazy.
week.
Bye, guys. You guys are awesome.